Mid-July, Los Angeles. The sky is a champagne spill over the downtown skyline, and the courthouse at 312 North Spring Street hums like a beehive lit before dawn. Television vans idle at the curb, satellite dishes tilting upward like chrome sunflowers, cables snaking across the sidewalk where camera crews practice their openers. Today, the billionaire architect of modern hip-hop Sean Jay-Z Carter faces a deadline that could fracture his legend. Inside, a single docket entry has detonated global headlines. Defendant's response due July 18, 2025. 433-year-old Rymir Satterthwaite, barber by day, unsigned rapper by night. That line means everything. It is the legal equivalent of a starter's pistol. The first time in 3 decades, the man he believes is his father must speak on record or risk a court-ordered DNA test. Every streaming platform from Hot 97 to HNHH laps up the drama. But the roots of this countdown thread back to 1992, a cheap apartment in Brooklyn, and a broken promise that never made the liner notes of Reasonable Doubt. Stay with me, because once you understand the origin, the maze, the megaphones, and the menace woven through this story, you'll realize the next 4 days could crown our Kraken empire. Picture a bronze wall clock above Judge Linda Herrera's bench. On May 6, 2025, when Rymir's new federal complaint slid across her desk, 13 dense pages, alleging decades-long manipulation of multiple courts by Carter's legal machine that secondhand started sprinting. Carter's counsel filed a motion to dismiss on July 14, branding the suit fabricated, recycled, and vexatious. But Herrera refused to stay the case. Instead, she inked a crimson-stamped order. Respond by July 18, 25, no extensions. Legal pundits gasped. Carter's lawyers seldom face hard deadlines. They create them for others. Why does that single date matter? Because under the federal rules of civil procedure, failure to answer can open the gates to default judgment. The court may accept every allegation as true, compel discovery, or, in rare cases, leap straight to a mandatory DNA swab. Carter's team knows that jurisprudential landmine. They've used similar tactics to smother prior claims in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Outside the courthouse, fans refresh court tracking sites between TikTok scrolls. Hashtags Bloom, hashtag HOV or nah, hashtag DNA deadline, hashtag JZBABY. Rap podcasts schedule live streams. Late night hosts prepare punchlines about 99 problems, and a swab is one. The spectacle feels new, but for Rymir, it is Daisy of only this time. The judge seems unwilling to punt on procedure. Transition. If July 18 is the fuse, 1992 is the dynamite. Let's deturn out the beginning. Summer 92, Brooklyn stoops are stereo speakers blasting Big Daddy Kane, while William Penn High in North Philly has just broken for a vacation. Wanda Satterthwaite, 16, ponytail whipped through. A Visser meets a rising local rapper's cousin at a block party. She's invited to Brooklyn for what she later describes as a quick visit. Nothing wild. The trip blurs. A borrowed BMW, a Marcy Projects side door, and a top-floor apartment where the air carries weed, sweat, and the scratch of demo tapes. Wanda says the condoms failed. The future mogul promised to call, vanishing 2 weeks later. By spring, she is 19, holding a baby with almond eyes and Carter-sharp cheekbones. Wanda tells no one but her godsister Lily Coley. She tries college, then cosmetology, patching life together while Jay-Z's star erupts from In My Lifetime mixtapes to Dead Presidents on Yo! MTV Raps. In the background of Wanda's living room TV, her son's maybe dad morphs into Forbes list royalty. For 8 years, Rymir thinks Robert Graves, the man whose name inks the birth certificate, is dad. Then, at a Sunday dinner in 2000, Wanda's voice trembles. I need to tell you something? She explains Brooklyn, the busted condom, the phone that never rang. She plays Hard Knock Life and points to the album cover. Rymir stares. That guy. My dad. The revelation detonates puberty, identity, and curiosity that Spotify streams can't quench. Fast forward to 2011, a family court DNA test proves Graves isn't the father. Relief mutates into urgency, then who is? Wanda and Lily hire paralegal maverick Rick Anderson, who drafts a civil child support suit in Camden County. New Jersey. Carter's lawyers counter. Their client neither owns property nor resides there, so Jersey courts lack jurisdiction. Judge Patrick Schultz agrees, dismisses. Wanda's funds evaporate, but Rymir refuses to quit. 2015. Rymir refiles, citing testimony that Jay-Z secretly rented a Saddle River hideout during his Blueprint info Allegedly buried in Tina cookbook memoir, recipes and reminiscence of a Creole queen. Carter's counsel moves to seal. The judge grants appeals follow, but clerical errors in correct filing codes. Missing notary stamps doom them. 22.2. The U.S. Supreme Court declined certiorari advising state remedies. Detractors mock Rymir online, calling him clout chaser. Jay-Z's Milli Vanilli friends urge him to move on. He doubles down, selling his Dodge Charger to pay filing fees. May 6, 2025. A new front opens U.S. District Court, Central District of California. The complaint accuses Carter's attorneys of form shopping, bribing unnamed clerks, and wielding improper influence to dodge paternity jurisdiction. Judge Herrera, known for crisp rulings and zero tolerance for stalling, accepts the case. The clock starts. Transition. A lawsuit grows louder when megaphones join. Enter Curtis and O'Neill. July 8, 2025, 8:17 a.m. EST. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson posts an Instagram slide, the first pic. Jay-Z in tinted glasses, reading a binder. The caption, looks like Hav got homework. Somebody get him a #23andMe discount code. Within minutes, the Shadroom academics and complex embed the post. By noon, #JayZBABY trends no. 1.11 hours later, Nicki Minaj quote tweets, "Is this why he was trending the other day? To God be the glory." 10 minutes pass. She adds, "While you're at it, run me my 200M for that title sale." Karmic debt is a Barb Swarm retweet splice clips of Minaj's Roman's revenge. Hot new hip-hop headline, Nicki demands $200 million. Says Jay-Z will pay in cash or DNA. Industry insiders raise eyebrows. Minaj is still managed by her own team, but many believe ROC Nation blacklisted her after her husband's 2020 legal woes. Now she's on a fence, linking her streaming grievances to Rymir's fatherhood claim. Whether genuine or strategic, the amplification rockets a once-niche lawsuit into mainstream chatter. Carter's camp stays silent, perhaps believing star power mudslides will pass. Instead, memes multiply. Jay-Z's 444 cover recaptioned, 718, Beyoncé's lemonade jug relabeled DNA. Public curiosity intensifies, and media diggers unearth a more personal twist. 2018 timeline flashback. Lily Coley appears on a Philly cable access talk show, clutching photocopied notes. She tells host Marsha Dean that a Beyoncé confidant called her go away. Little boy days after Lily leaked a draft lawsuit. Online. The caller allegedly hinted at blue-chip NDAs and deep pockets. Lily shrugs on camera. "I'm no groupie, I'm a godmother." They underestimate old ladies with fax machines. Few notice then, in 2025, the clip resurfaces on TikTok, racking up 8 million views. Commenters claim they hear Beyoncé's stylist's accent. Others dismiss it as clout bait. Regardless, podcasters build entire episodes around the quote, speculating on Carter Knowles' crisis management PLAYBOOKS. Then comes the midnight visitor, Lily. In a signed declaration appended to the May 6 complaint, states a man in a gray SUV knocked on her door at 11:42 p.m. Asked if her backyard gate opened easily, then vanished when she threatened to dial 911. The incident ends up in the filing under alleged intimidation. Carter's lawyers say the story is outlandish, yet decline to subpoena local CCTV. Skeptics call that omission suspicious. Fan pages frame collages, Beyoncé rehearsing Renaissance choreography overlaid with text, busy, or shutting. People up transition, but rumors alone can't win lawsuits. Intimidation claims need proof and bullets. Present shocking proof. Scrolling through Rymir's Instagram reveals more than studio selfies. One carousel from March 2024 shows a silver Honda Civic peppered with 3 neat entry holes. Caption, "When paperwork doesn't scare them, they send lead." Attached is a police report filed in Camden. Unknown assailant fired on vehicle. No injuries. Skeptics comment staged. Supporters quote Malcolm X. But the next slide is harder to dispute. A property tax statement for Wanda's home, stamped lien for non-payment, $32,400. Rymir alleges the debt stems from fraudulent legal costs imposed by judges sympathetic to Carter. His May lawsuit names 2 retired clerks, claiming they backdated orders to sabotage appeals a felony, if proven. Carter's attorneys call the narrative conspiracy fiction yet again. They do not file counter-defamation, leaving internet sleuths to fill the vacuum. Meanwhile, TMZ obtains body cam footage from Camden County deputies responding to the shooting. An officer asks, "Any enemies?" Rymir answers, "Just the ones with platinum plaques." The clip goes viral, half the viewers convinced of a cartel-level cover-up. The other half convinced TMZ overdubbed audio for clicks. Judge Herrera, in her June 27th minute order, writes, "These allegations, if even partially corroborated, elevate the case beyond private paternity into potential obstruction of justice." She refuses to strike them. Suddenly, what began as a genetic question sprouts, criminal branches, transition, which brings us to an old federal statute and the nuclear option hanging over Carter's empire. Enacted in 1910. The Mann Act makes it a crime to transport anyone across state lines for immoral purposes. Though crafted to curb trafficking rings in the jazz age, prosecutors still wield it in modern celebrity scandals. Remember R. Kelly's 2021 conviction? Legal commentators now ask, if a 22-year-old Carter drove a 16-year-old Wanda from Philly to Brooklyn and slept with her, could the statute apply? Federal limitation periods complicate matters, but there is no expiry on public perception. The very hint that America's most visible billionaire could face the same law that felled a disgraced R&B icon electrifies comment sections. You cancel artists for tweets but ignore statutory rap, writes one Redditor. Carter's defenders dismiss the comparison. No indictment, no confession. No criminal complaint, only unproven allegations. Yet the optics are viral fuel. Brand managers at Ace of Spades Champagne reportedly draft contingency notes in case sponsors. Panicked attorney Cheryl Beavis, former assistant U.S. attorney, tells Rolling Stone, if a DNA test proves Carter is the father, state troopers might dust off dormant files. Even if prosecutors decline, civil litigants smell big damages. Carter's camp leaks nothing, but insiders whisper that ROC Nation's crisis PR team distributed talking point memos titled Humanizing Sean to selected journalists. The memo's first line, he is a father who loves all his children. Equally, internet comedians splice the phrase under photos of Blue Ivy and then Rymir with a giant question mark. Transition. And that launches us into the seismic ripple effect barreling toward hip-hop's alien. Imagine a forced DNA swab confirming paternity. Carter, Beyoncé, and 3 teenage heirs navigate a media firestorm. Record executives 2 spreadsheets. Does Renaissance 2 delay? Will Coachella book Hav again? Stock analysts wonder if Live Nation's share price dips on scandal, exposure. Congressional watchdogs already probe Ticketmaster mergers. A billionaire's paternity controversy adds populist ammunition. Conversely, a negative result doesn't guarantee victory. Critics will pivot. If you weren't the father, why fight the test for 14 years? Advocacy groups might push paternity transparency bills, mandating quicker DNA resolutions. Lawyers foresee a gold rush of claimants targeting other moguls. The Atlantic drafts op-eds about the post-Me Too reckoning for male music titans. In boardrooms, entertainment attorneys revise NDAs to include explicit paternity-related clauses. Some pundits see a renaissance in artist accountability. Others see opportunists weaponizing gossip. Whatever the verdict, July 18th is not just a date. It is a case study in how wealth, fame, and algorithmic virality contend with 23 chromosomes. Transition. So what plays can Carter execute in 4 days? There are 3. Door 1. Full denial. File a scathing answer. Attach prior dismissals. Demand sanctions. Upside, projects, strength, downside. Judge likely orders discovery, including the dreaded swap, and any stalling fuels headlines. Door 2. Strategic settlement. Quietly resolve perhaps a mid-7-figure payout and NDA upside. No lab test, no precedent. Downside, leaks are inevitable. Settlement implies smoke behind the fire. Door 3. Complete cooperation. Agree to a court-supervised DNA test. Upside, if negative, instant exoneration. If positive, embrace fatherhood. Spin narrative of redemption. Downside, the Mann Act ghost, inheritance negotiations, and PR-free -4-all.industry insiders tell. Yahoo Entertainment, they're betting on Door 2. Cultural critics root for Door 3. Rymir claims he wants Door 3 truth, not cash. Judge Herrera, by all accounts, prefers Door 3. Clear, empirical closure. From balconies in Tribeca to barbershops in North Philly, speculation buzzes. The world has for days to see which handle Carter grabs. So now the question ricochets from studio booths to kitchen tables. When power meets paternity, who writes the last verse? Will the billionaire beat the buzzer with legal footwork? Or will a lab technician rewrite rap history with a cotton swab? If you've made it this far, you already know the clock is louder than the beat. Tell us below as Jay-Z settle, swab, or stall. Does Nicki's $200 million karmic debt rant help or hurt the cause? Is 50 Cent a hero for amplifying or just harvesting clicks? Smash that subscribe for front row. Access to every docket drop. Ring the bell. So, YouTube nudges you the second judge. Herrera gavels the next hearing. Share this video with someone who still believes secrets. Stay buried because history is about to wrap a brand new bar, and you won't want to miss the beat drop on July 18th. Until then, keep your eyes on the courthouse clock, your ears on the street, and your questions in the comments.